Welcome to Law McArthur Live. We are your hosts, Tim Bartz, and
Sarah Davis.
welcome in. And this is the first live stream with our new background.
Yes.
So, how do you guys like it? This is a Kansas sunset picture here,
Yes.
and that was taken by Niles Gridley, one of our moderators, and your Ford Performance rep here at Law McArthur. If you have anything for performance, at Niles Gridley in the comments, and let's give them all a thumbs up for this here. Looking really good background there. Actually, I think I need to. I did it.
There you go.
There we go. So we had it just right, and then I moved it. All right. So hope you guys are enjoying this. Now, don't forget, we are recording this as a podcast as well, so you can find it on your favorite podcasting platforms, kind of like Spotify. But also, if you're listening on Spotify, you want to check it out live with us here and ask your questions live, you got to go to our YouTube channel and check that out as well. So there we go. And I updated the channel intro video. So it's now a little more current than it was. I need to make that one of my goals to do at the beginning of every year.
Yeah, pretty sure that was from when you first started the YouTube channel.
Yep. So yes, it is updated now.
For those, how he's changed.
For those that are not subscribed, they'll see that video. But if you're subscribed, you'll see like a recommended video or something. So anyway, all right. So let's see what else is going on. Don't forget to hopefully you guys are liking the video and the live stream. Smash that like button. I appreciate it. Share it out as well. If you I know that there's some people that actually share this on different forums. If there's some good content here, you think they might find value, go ahead and share it on those different forums, Facebook groups, that kind of stuff. We'd really appreciate it. Sometimes some of those Facebook groups aren't very friendly when it comes to me posting my own videos on there. So if you think this is good, great video content, then go ahead and post it out there. See what else here we got. Yeah. So see, we have actually had a week and a half off because we did not live stream last week. So this is the first episode of 2024. I know some podcasts that actually do different seasons. So this would actually be episode 1 of 2024 if you wanted to go that route. But this would actually be our third season.
It would be. Your third season, my second season.
Yeah? Oh, because you started in...
I started last November. Not this past one, but the one before.
Okay.
So I've only actually been through one season. So this will be my second.
Some of those television shows, sometimes they bring in new people.
Yeah.
Try not to kill off you this time. Like some of the movies.
Okay. Am I in the right? Maybe I'm not in the right live stream.
We are live streaming not only on Law McArthur, but also on the Ford Video Guide channel. That's my personal channel. If you want to check that out sometime, I do have that up over here so that I can see what's going on. There's currently just Rushman over there on that channel, but if you want to, you can. The only bad thing is that most people are at the Law McArthur. So if you want to really talk with the community, you might want to go over to Law McArthur. But it is streaming over there on the Ford Video Guide as well.
I get to see all of them.
Yes, on here we can see all of them. But,
no wonder. I only saw one person chatting in there, Rushman. No wonder I was on the Ford Video Guide channel.
All right. Anyway, she's going to star in some of the people in there. So, I don't see what else we got going on. So how did your guys' Christmas? Last time they've seen you was during Christmas.
Yeah.
How was your Christmas?
Busy.
Yeah. Busy.
Nonstop.
Yep.
Yeah.
So a lot of things going on. First of the year too. Any New Year's resolutions?
Keep my house decluttered. And I want to lose some weight.
I decided not to go the weight goals this year. My goal is to take some off-road trips. One every quarter or 4 this year. Is the goal that I asked this year to put a personal goal and a professional goal. And so on the personal goal, I'm like, I want to take 4 off-road trips at least. So there you go.
I want to be able to go upstairs without having to be out of breath.
Mm-hmm. And with your asthma, that exercise can help. You'll see I did get a new mug, so I do keep all my dad jokes in my database. Anyway, so some of you are squinting trying to read those. Anyway, all right. Let's see what else is going on. Finished out the year. I know a lot of Ford dealers. Ford's actually closing out the day. Actually, they're including today into their sales data. We closed ours. We today guys are doing their pay sheets and everything, so we are not including today into our numbers. And we currently ended, well, unless there's a dealership that can put on 100 units in one day, which I don't think will happen, the number one Ford dealer in the state of Kansas. First time ever for us, which is pretty cool. So it just flipped over. There he goes. So this is the first time ever for us. It's pretty cool. So, and a lot of people are like, well, that's just Kansas. So somebody actually commented and said something about, is that I don't remember how he worded it, but like winning dealer of the year in Kansas is not a big deal. But don't forget, we do have, there's some pretty big dealerships in Kansas City, Kansas, as well as all the Wichita dealers and
all the Metro dealers.
A lot of Metro dealers. So is included there, and probably still one of the top 5 in the entire KC region as well for the year. So because normally about every month we're in the top 5. So we were usually first in Kansas, but then there was like, usually we're in the top 5 within the entire KC region, which would include all of Kansas City. And that point, Missouri as well, includes St. Louis dealers. It include your Iowa dealers, including your Des Moines, Iowa. All those dealers also would include all of Nebraska dealers too, including Omaha, Lincoln, all those. So, got a company there. So, KC region is a big truck region, by the way. Yes. So, but anyway, we're very proud of that fact. And number 1 and number 3 Maverick dealer in the country. So, we kept that spot pretty much all year. And I was actually looking. We have over 277 Mavericks that are in process of being produced.
Wow.
So we have 100, I think I counted, I think I figured out there was about 124 Mavericks that have been released from the plant. That should show up. Who knows when? Hopefully January.
Next month or two.
And I have some information on that. Some of you that have had their vehicles produced, the Mavericks, and they aren't shipping out. I have some information on that. We're going to actually, we're going to include that into our recall section because it happens to do with the recall. So anyway, let's, before we get into all that, let's go ahead and talk about membership. Yes. We do have members. We do enjoy our members and the membership. I think we have some fun perks for our membership. So, Sarah, why don't you tell them how they can become members if they want to become members?
Yeah. If you'd like to become a member, it's right there. It's that join button. Come on, get with it.
There you go.
It's that join button next to the subscribe button. When you click on that button, you'll see all the perks. If you're an Apple user, you have to do things differently. You have to go to your desktop browser or to your web browser and request desktop browser from there.
And you can see it.
Yep. All of our membership content will be under the membership and community tab. We do a live stream every Friday and some other member-only content along with that.
Mm-hmm. And now our members will get the first to be able to see the videos that we post.
Yeah.
So we schedule out all of our videos to usually 6 or 7 p.m. But when I go ahead and schedule it out for that time, that's when the video goes out. So members could see the video as early as the afternoon that same day. So you do get early access to the videos as well, starting in 2024. Actually, it started last week because I tried it out last week. So anyway, so yes, so there you go. So that's another perk. Plus, like she said, we do a member live on Fridays. And then we do a lot walk on Saturdays. Sometimes because of schedule, those may not happen, but we usually one of us is here to do it live. And then other great perks as well on top of that. So definitely check that out.
If we're trying out something new for myself, as in doing videos by myself, going live by myself, we test that with the members first. Yep. So you always get to see my first runs.
We actually have a couple things we're going to cover today that we covered in Friday's member live because we went over it with them and then talked about it with them and then said, hey, is that a good conversation? Is that good something we can talk about and mention on Tuesday? And that's that's usually how we get that. And if we try something new, sometimes we try it on them and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We learn from those, but our members get to be those guinea pigs. So they get the early content and stuff like that. So a lot of fun. So but yes, we love our members. So we have a bunch of those. So if you see those in the different color options, those are our members. Yep. And we have some members that have been here with us for over 2 years. Going on to almost 3,
Yeah,
right?
Jack Evans is in here.
Yeah. all
He has
him.
the green badge.
Yeah.
That is over 2 years. And Alan, I think, is over 2 years with his green badge. So Ridgeview's not in here with us tonight.
Yep. Ridgey is with a friend of his that has had
He's-
some surgery, and so he's been helping him, and so he's been hanging out with him, and he was away from his family during Christmas to help his friend. So
Yeah.
so keep Ridgey's friend in your prayers. That'd be awesome.
Yep.
All right.
All right. We have 25 members at least.
All right.
25 starred.
Well, let's. The other thing we do for our members and our live stream is we shout out our members.
So we'll kick it off with Ragnar Khan, our first chat in here. Welcome, ladies and gents, to the pregame tailgate party. I think he was offering cookies, but then the
Only
kids
had
ate all the
oatmeal.
cookies.
He said he only had oatmeal.
So he's making raisinless oatmeal cookies.
Now I do like raisins, Ragnar, so I'd take your oatmeal cookies with raisins.
No, he has raisinless.
I know. Because he said most people don't like the oatmeal because of the raisins.
Oh, I like it with butterscotch.
Yes, that's good too. All right, moving on.
We have J-M. I don't know how to say yours. Genoa, I think. Saying good evening, all. We have Clarence Roller. Got any knowledge about the battery problems on Mavs? Mine are starting.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
I've seen a couple of.
Maybe maybe is it affecting the hybrids? Is it affecting the 12-volt battery? I don't know exactly what it's doing. I know Ragnar actually was talking earlier.
Yeah.
I got a glimpse of it earlier when I was on here peeking at the comments, and he was trying to help him out with that. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I saw a couple of threads going on the Maverick forums. We'll have to see where that goes and what Ford does about it as there's more happening.
Yeah.
Christopher Scholes, no cookies. What about stale fruitcake then? I actually do like fruitcake or fruit bread.
What do we have? What did your mom make? Was it the New England fruit bread?
Yeah, New England.
That was pretty
fruit bread
good.
has chocolate chips.
Yes, that was pretty good.
She always makes
Can't
that.
go wrong with adding chocolate chips.
Mm-hmm. We have Craig Mock. Happy New Year, everyone.
I like his image there too.
Mhm.
Bronco Nation.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We have Elizabeth Kittrell. Hey, everyone. Happy New Year. Here's to a better year than the one before. Map Sim won't be on for stream. Not much of it anyway. Just popping in to wish everyone a happy new year. We have Francis Arrigo. Hello, everyone. Big road trip coming up. Kansas, Massachusetts, Maine, then back to Florida
Wow.
to pick up a Bronco. That's a lot.
That is a lot of driving.
Jack Evans. Hello, Long Mac crew. Happy New Year. And he's one of our 2 years.
Yeah. All right.
We have Christopher Scholes. Yep, he is going to he's picking up his Bronco.
Yes.
Misty Novotny. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Terry Monroe. Good evening, all. And we
I forgot the glasses. I was gonna wear them.
I forgot mine too. They're in the diaper bag. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope we have a great year ahead. Sean Watkins. Hey, everyone. RR Raptor. Hello, everyone. We have R Quibido. Okay, I'm on the right channel. Hello, everyone. We have Niles, who is one of our moderators and also he is our aftermarket specialist. So if you have any aftermarket questions, type at Niles Gridley.
Yes.
Rushman. Hey, everybody.
He found the right one.
Well, he's a member on this channel.
Yeah, he was watching over on the Ford video guide too.
We have
funny.
Brian Foster. Hello, everyone from Southern California. Scott Williams. Hi, all. Mike M. Hello, all. Lon McArthur and Sarah Davis. We have Brandon Jones. Howdy, y'all. And Mike M. with a super chat. Happy 2024. My local dealer did 3 recalls, but still not suggesting them for good dealer. Took them months to do these. Now a new recall today.
Oh, we just got another one?
Yep.
You'd think they would have found that one. They did it. That's weird. So
Haven't had any issues yet with the tail light. We also have a road trip coming up to Bloomington and Route 66. We have Gino Abbing here talking to Gerwalt, who I hadn't called out. Gerwalt is here. There we go.
All right.
Oh,
So
Jim Hughes mentioned I received my box of cookies from McArthur about 30 minutes ago. Thank you, Sarah and Tim. Love my new 24 Mav.
there you go.
So another
Okay.
reason to purchase with us, you get cookies.
You got cookies. There you go. Okay. All right. So there you go. Shout out to everybody there saying thank you. Oh, don't forget to haven't mentioned this, but there are a lot of different YouTube channels that we like to support. We jump on their live streams. I get in there. I watch their videos. So lists of those are down in the description, including Ragnacon, one of our members. I like watching his as well as a bunch of others. We have some members that have other than Ragnacon as well. We have YouTube channels, so check those out if you're looking for a YouTube channel you want to follow, or you're bored or want to watch another channel. Check out some of those. There's some of the channels that I like to watch, and I thought you guys would as well. So I will never put a YouTube channel in the description down below if I don't like it myself. So they don't give me anything for that. That's just something that I think they're good channels and that I think you guys would like as well. So let's see what else. I think we're ready for the good dealer moment.
Yeah.
You got that? I got an image for it.
Yes, I do.
All right.
I'm sorting my tabs here. Getting them all good to go. Okay.
All right. So each week, I like to highlight a good dealer, and this image and information came from, I can't remember who it came from. Ralph? Somebody?
Somebody.
At the bottom.
Ralph, yes. I started my journey for a Ford Maverick in February of 22. At that time, I did not know about the problems surrounding getting a new Ford Maverick. I was trying all the local dealerships with no luck. Rock Hill, South Carolina, reached out to me about the order bank opening up in September of 22. I placed an order for a 23 XL hybrid. I found out about your live stream in April of this year. When the order bank opened in July, using the information about private offers learned from listening to your stream, I placed an order for 24 Maverick Lariat Hybrid with black appearance package. I picked up my 2024 Atlas Blue Lariat Hybrid on December 7th, 2023, using the private offer and X-Plan pricing, for which they have discounted the price to $34,981. I worked with Aletha Clinton, who kept up to date on changes and updates how to place an order in August of 22 for the September 22 ordering window. In June 23, she informed me about the rollover to the 24 Maverick happening in July. My rollover order was placed the day the order bank opened. From Ralph.
Cool. All right. Pop over here. So there you go. So if you do have a good dealer that you work with, send us a picture of your vehicle that you bought there and such, and we'll want to highlight them as well in the live stream. So speaking of that, we do have I see the name there, but we do have a new member. So
yes.
Social High.
I think he rejoined.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For a second, I thought maybe it was peer pressure. Social.
No, he's he does social studies at high school.
There you go.
Social High.
I get it now. I see that. So there you go. I was gonna think
he's been a member.
Well, I was gonna say because he's been on here a lot. I didn't know if he was a member or just a long-time viewer, but
no. So he's been a member. He must have dropped off and re-subscribed. Okay. He was the one that was talking with Mom last time.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So. All right, what's next on our agenda here? Oh, we do have scheduling information.
Do we have any?
A Ford did give us that about 4 or 5 o'clock today. So
ooh,
I do have that information. So
late.
we're going to, yeah. So we have that. So we're going to go ahead and go over to that. So there we go. All right, so let's get into scheduling information, get my act together here. I forgot to add that earlier, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we're going to go over scheduling information for this week, and we do have some constraint lists and such, and so we'll try to get through this best we can here. There we go. All right. Get our.
Gotta get adjusted.
There we go. All right, so let's start here first with going through some of the different terminologies that we mentioned here. So, all right, so order banks are where the dealer places all stock and retail orders. And so, of course, stock retail means that it's a customer placed order. Stock orders are dealer placed orders. So that's ones that the dealers put in when they don't have any retail orders to help stock up their lots and their inventory on the dealership lots. And then priority code is given to dealers based on whether it's a retail or stock order. Retail orders can be put in anywhere from a 03 to 19. Whereas stock ones are put in 20 to 80. So the lower the better. So that's why retails are always looked at before a stock order for scheduling. Now, scheduling, that's what we're talking about here, is where Ford schedules an order for a production date in the future. So it's kind of confusing, but we'll schedule now for production dates in the future, like a couple months from now, because they can't produce them like right away. The factory is not going to be ready to, can't schedule today and hope that it's going to get built tomorrow. They have to plan ahead, right? Just like planning a trip or something like that. So production dates are when Ford plans to build your vehicle. A lot of times those dates will move around. So originally it might get scheduled for 1 week, but sometimes they might have to shift that around based on the different part supplies that they have available. Allocations. So dealerships are given allocations to schedule their orders. An order cannot be scheduled without a dealer having an allocation for it. So if a dealer has 0 allocations, they're not going to get that particular model scheduled that particular week without an allocation. Allocations reset every month. And I say reset every month, but it's not necessarily on the first of the month. So we're still actually, this week is a week where we're actually working towards last month's allocations and working from. It usually takes about a week to 10 days into the month before we see that change. In fact, I believe it's still going to be like another 10 days away before we see January's allocations being used for scheduling. Now, allocations are based on the dealership sales of each model. So the more vehicles they sell a particular model, the more allocations they'll receive to be able to schedule orders. Constraints are something that are looked at as a possibility of why it might take a little while for your order to be scheduled, because depending on if there's a part that's a short supply or something, that's what we call a constraint. Capacity volume production is basically means the planned production rate for given motor or trim or option, something like that. So now also the production sometimes gets divided into 2 different jobs, job 1 and job 2. And that means that the orders aren't necessarily a job 1 order versus a job 2 order, but sometimes they make some changes for production based on supply issues or something like that, or sometimes a new package they don't wait a whole year, they'll introduce it into job 2. So that's the difference of sliding it into 2 different years. And balance out will be something at the end of production model year, typically. If they're short supply of a certain color, maybe an option, maybe even the model, whatever, sometimes that model will balance out at certain times. And we're getting close to that on a couple models because they're a short run model, and one of them is actually being completely shut down at the end of this year. So there we go. So there's all the terms there. So let's kind of dive into this and start with the 24 model year Mustang. Some of these vehicles are not scheduling this week. In fact, there's several of them. I noticed that. Not surprising, being that, what day, the second lies on or the first lies on will also dictate that, because a lot of like Ford's, I think, finally back working after a couple weeks off. So Mustang is not scheduled this week. Just to kind of let you know how many unscheduled orders. There's currently 1,321 unscheduled retail orders, not including Dark Horse, out there for them to schedule. So not that many anyway. Order banks are open up right now, and there aren't really any constraint lists listed because since they're not scheduling. And really, with that small a number of orders that need to be scheduled, there's not too much of a constraint unless you're looking for like the GT Performance package. But that is a retail only, so that shouldn't be an issue either for most people. So, and yeah, I think that's about it. The next vehicle is a 24 model year Escape. Escape currently has 643 unscheduled retail orders, so not that many, especially when they build, quite a few, like over 10,000 a month, I think. I've been kind of looking at this the last couple months. I haven't seen the numbers yet for last month, but if I can find Escape, there it is. They usually build about 10,000 or more, 13,000 on the average each month, so that's not that many retail orders there. In fact, we get a lot of stock that gets scheduled. Order banks are open up for the 24 model year Escape with no real constraints right now for that. There you go. All right, next is a 24 model year Bronco Sport. They are scheduling this week. It does say cleanup scheduling, and cleanup scheduling means any dealers that maybe have allocations available, they need to clean that up and get those scheduled. In fact, like for us, we had 9 allocations this month, or for the month of December, I should say. And we had 7 of the 9 get scheduled. So we still have 2 allocations. So they are going to try to clean up and give us those allocations, but we'll need to have available orders in there that they can schedule for. So they are not scheduling for the Badlands until mid-March, according to this note. Also, says exhaust availability for the 2.0 EcoBoost, which is the Badlands motor. Also, Big Bend has capacity as exhausted through February. So you won't have any Big Bend schedule. There's also say convenience package. It's optional on the Big Bend, and the freewheeling is exhausted in the tech package, which is optional on the Outer Banks. So they're going to be looking for things without those tech or convenience packages. Doesn't mention Copilot 360 Assist Plus package, by the way, in these. So that you should be okay there if you have that on your order and want to get that scheduled for production. Order banks are open up for 24 model year for all different trim levels, including that freewheeling and your black appearance package, by the way, there. And there's currently only 254 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Bronco Sport. No real major constraints. Again, with only 254, anything, even if it's over the normal percentage, since there's that small a number, it will not take them long there. So there you go. That's it. And I think I did actually do a video on going over what they're planning for production for March. Now we're not considering that yet. We're still in January, February production dates that they're trying to schedule for. So we're not getting into that number yet. So we won't kind of talk about that until we get closer to that. 24 model year Edge. They are doing cleanup scheduling for production weeks in February, as well as the first week of March. So no real constraints there. They're currently 1,092 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. So some people have put in some orders, realizing this is the end of Edge. No real major constraints on any of those, other than you cannot order the ST, and they're not scheduling the ST. But the other trim levels, they still do have the order banks open up for right now, just because they have production available for that. And don't forget, here real soon in the next 30 days, you will not be able to order a 24 Edge. They will close the order bank for the Edge. So for right now, it is open up. 24 model year Ranger does say that they are scheduling. It says February cleanup scheduling. So they have some dates open for February for dealers that have allocations. We are not one of those. There really aren't any constraints. There's currently 3,281 unscheduled retail orders for the Ranger, and the order banks are open up for the Ranger right now. Do keep in mind, if you're looking for that Ranger Raptor, right now dealers have not been told yet if we're gonna get any more allocations for Ranger Raptor other than the one that every dealer was guaranteed. So that has still not been told to us or to the dealers, as to my knowledge, anyway. So we'll keep you posted on that. 24 model year Bronco, no scheduling this week. And don't forget, the order banks are closed for the Heritage and Heritage Limited. They're not open for all the other trim levels. It is open, including Everglades, if you want to order one of those. And there's currently only 4,907 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Bronco. And with that number so low, really there aren't any. We're getting to the situation where really aren't really a lot of constraints. you know, yeah, looking at it, you can look, and especially if you're seeing the report that's floating around in like Bronco 6G and such, keep in mind that report is based on the 4,907 orders, not on their capacity. So what do they build, like 8,000 units or something like that a month? I think it's on here on this sheet here that I have in front of me. Bronco. I mean, I think they build about 5,000 units or something, or am I looking at the right number? Somewhere around there, or maybe even more. Oh no, it's more like 8,000. Yeah, 8,500. So when you figure that in, they only have half their production of what they could really produce at the plant in orders. So only 5,000 orders. So that's pretty close to half. And with that in mind, there really there's nothing in here that's really that over constrained and within capacity. So I wouldn't feel, like you need to worry about what you have on order. It may take 1 month to 2 months, but most people I think that have an order in will probably get scheduled this next month for March production dates. Maybe a few might slide into April, but should be okay with about anything you want to order on that. And so, yeah, don't get too worked up about that's a negative number on this one, on that one, on that report. Again, those percentages are based on the 4,907 unscheduled orders, not based on the production level, right, and the capacity. So, so maybe I need to go over that. So if you are somebody like right here, it's showing, 93% of the orders have the hard top on those. That's correct, 4,574. But if their production is 67% and they can produce 8,500, take that 67% and take it times the 8,500. What's that number come out to? It's pretty darn close to the 4,500. I can't do the math on top of my head right now, but you're pretty close to that. So they could almost schedule all of those. So again, that is one probably that's the biggest shift on. You should be fine in about anything. So feel free to place your Bronco orders. Order banks are open up except for the Heritage Limited, and feel comfortable that you're going to get scheduled pretty quickly. Well, I wouldn't say within the next couple of weeks, because again, they're going to start scheduling for March production dates here in a couple of weeks. All right, next is a 24 model year Maverick. They are doing cleanup scheduling for this week. For dealers that have allocations, well, you're not one of those, again, on that one. They're scheduling for January and February build dates. Still working off of November, December's allocations. Limited availability for the XL version, whether it be all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. It doesn't have to do with hybrid. It has to do with XL. Exhaust availability for the hybrid, as well as the hard trifold tonneau cover and the tire, the 255/65 R17 all-season tire that's on the XL and XLT. So it's a tire problem there on those. So again, and that's just has to do with January and February. This does not have to do with March. We're not talking about March yet. This is just for January, February to fill those extra slots that they have. If a dealer has an allocation, there you go. Order banks are open up for all trim levels, all motors to place orders. There's currently is 22,627 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. But again, they're producing like 9,000 a month or 10,000. They're actually producing more than that. But in March, I think it's going to be 9,000. So I don't think you need to worry about any trim level. Maybe if you're trying to put an XL, just know that it might take longer. If you're putting in a hybrid, it might take longer. Everything else, it's probably going to schedule pretty quick. And no matter what you order there, you should be good. All right. Next is the 24 model year Explorer. They are not scheduling this week. There's currently only 511 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up right now. Been told that they're going to close probably the next 30 days. Again, 24 model year is a short production run. Should be seeing hopefully pretty soon the 25 model year Explorer. We're going to talk more about that in just a little bit later in the live stream. But there you go. No real major constraints on this. So order what you want on that. You should be okay. Let's see what else. Next, 24 model year Expedition. No scheduling this week either. There is currently 772 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Probably the biggest constraint here is that there are people that have the Platinum with the standard wheel. You are required to add the optional wheel if you want to get it scheduled. For those of you that have a Platinum Expedition order in and you have the standard wheel, you will not get scheduled. So you need to get the 22-inch wheel or wait and hope that they have more a better supply of that standard wheel. Also, the mahogany trim is also a constraint right now. So on the limited 302A, you want to get the requires a sandstone interior. So make sure you're doing that. Order banks are open up for the 24 model year Expedition. I think that's about all I have for that. 24 model year Mach-E. No scheduling this week. There's currently only 30 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Mach-E, most of which are, well, I guess it's about 50-50 between standard range and extended range. Right now, you can order, the order banks are open up. You can order the Select and the Premium. The GT is not open yet. And that rally, I don't know. We were supposed to, a lot of people are like, well, you were supposed to know in January. It's January 2nd. So give us forward some time here to get us notified on that. But hopefully this month we'll get more information on the GT for the Mach-E, as well as I really want to see the rally. Might have to order one just to get one in. Otherwise, that's about it. So no major constraints on that one right now. Next is a 24 model year Super Duty. They are scheduling at Kentucky Truck Plant for build dates the week of January 22nd through the weeks of February 19th. And then they are scheduling for production in Ohio for the week of February 26th. So every week it's different. We've had some people actually comment on that in some of our videos that, hey, I'm confused. When are they scheduled for? This week, that week? Well, every week is different. As they fill in those slots, they move to more weeks later on, if that makes sense. So anyway. And then order banks are open up for the 24 model year Super Duty. There's currently 22,719 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. I kind of feel like between the Maverick and the Super Duty, it's a race to see who can get back down to zero. So there we go. Here's some of the constraints for the Super Duty. So first of all, they are looking for XL regular cab F250 and 350 orders with a 6.8 liter engine. If you have that configuration without this standard heavy duty alternator, that is, and without the gooseneck hitch kit, you'll probably get selected pretty quickly. Limited availability for the F600 chassis cab. Limited availability for the 6.7 liter diesel engine and the high output diesel engine. So that is and this only has to do with this week's scheduling. So these notes could continue on other weeks, but what we're talking about is a note for this week's scheduling. If a dealer has an allocation and they need to fulfill it, it's kind of helps the dealers know, hey, this probably won't get scheduled with these configurations. So try something else, or hope that you have an order that fits the other configuration. So one of that is the diesel engine. They're not probably going to be scheduling too many for this week. Also, the tire, the 225/70R 19.5 G, that tire, which is standard on the F450, as well as the 245/70R 19.5 tire that is optional on the F600 XL or XLT, and the 245/70R 19.5 that's standard on the 600 F600 XL and XLT as well. So as you can see, having some tire issues from their from their different partners and suppliers, that's probably what's holding up some of those F600s. We know it's an issue, but that's probably why on some of those. The SEK frame that's optional on the F450, 550, and 600 with the 169-inch wheelbase dually. That is limited, as well as a 205-inch wheelbase that's optional on the XL and XLT chassis cab. Also is limited, and also the Voss Super Cab SC level, I should say, that's comes on the 192-inch wheelbase with the aft to axle fuel tank and the low sulfur and no BP cap. That is also an issue, which that's the first time I've seen that one come up for a while. So again, order banks are open up for Super Duty. All right. And then here's the big kicker on this. So we have a lot of people that are putting in orders even with us and saying, I want to order with you a Super Duty. Now, your King Ranch Platinum Unlimiteds are going to take longer to get scheduled. Hopefully you know that and you're going to be okay with that. There's the production capacity is 4% for King Ranch, 5% for Platinum, and 2% for Limited. And so that is a very low number. So And then don't forget your high output diesel engine is only 10% as well. So if you want something a little bit quicker, you need to get something, look at the Lariat trim, go with that Ultimate package and look for the standard 6.7 liter diesel engine instead of going to the high outputs. That would be another option for you as well. So keep that in mind. Yeah. So that might be something. So if you place an order for a limited King Ranch Platinum, just know it's going to take a little while. And it's not some people are like, well, when are they going to schedule 450s? It's not having anything to do with the 450. It has to do with the fact that you're wanting a limited Platinum or King Ranch, or that you're wanting that high output diesel engine. That's the real issue, not the 450. So just want to point that out for people. Some things that I've seen on some of the comments on our videos. So 2024 F-150 is not scheduling this week. Order banks are open up right now. There's currently 5,652 unscheduled retail orders for other than the Raptor and Lightning. And most everything is, order what you want. About everything's within capacity there on the F-150. Of course, they produce a bunch of those. But something to note there. There's a minor availability for the 802A and 803A. That's your Raptor 37 and Raptor R. So, all right. F-150 Lightning is not scheduled this week. Order banks are open up right now. And I say right now because get your orders in. 24 model year order bank is going to close a little bit shorter. Hopefully you guys did see the March production that I mentioned, that I did a video on last week. I had a chance to take a look at that. Might want to watch that because there's some news on Lightning there. Pro is no longer available as a retail order. So if you want a Pro version of Lightning, you need to be a fleet dealer. Otherwise, you need to look at the XLT trim now. Yeah, that's it on that. The 24 model year Transit cleanup schedule this week. They are scheduling for the production week of February 19th. Order banks are open up for Transit. There's currently 6,209 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. And here are some of the things that they're looking for that week of scheduling. When I say cleanup, it means they can't schedule for all configurations. So here's some of the things that are limited or exhausted on. So exhausted availability for the electric motor, the E-Transit, the high roof long van, the high roof extended passenger van, the high roof long passenger van, the low roof passenger van, the medium roof passenger van, also the digital rearview mirror, the 360-degree camera, and the 12 passenger seating. Those are all exhausted availability. So you probably won't see too many of those get scheduled if you have that configuration. Probably won't happen this week. Limited availability for these options: the 3.5 liter EcoBoost GTDI engine, the fifth row seating, all 4-wheel drive, and then all paints other than Oxford white. So hopefully you have a white van on order. Order banks are open up for the Transits right now. So there you go. That's all of the scheduling notes we have for this week. Let's go ahead and take some questions. Got any questions for me?
We do. All right. We got that one figured out. All right.
Okay.
So Michael Saunders says, I talked with Ford marketing about Ford Edge ST and Edges being discontinued. I was told that Ford has not informed the marketing department they're discontinuing the Edge. But along with that, Ford marketing told them as long as the vehicle is still available to build online, that he can continue to order.
Right now you can order except for ST. Now, That is not true. No. You want to take this? You know the answer, right?
On which part?
On if it's available online.
Oh, yeah.
You know about that.
So sometimes the building price gets left up.
Mm-hmm.
So just because you can build it online does not mean it's available.
Why? I'm quizzing her now. See how good she is. So see
now
how well.
I feel like I'm going to say the wrong answer.
See how well I'll fix it. So why would it be online but not available to order?
They don't update the website very often.
Okay. Well, no. Okay.
I got it. No, it means that there are in-stock vehicles of that trim or model that the dealers need to be able to have access to. to search for.
Yes. So a lot of people don't realize, but the build and price is going to be there as long as there's inventory, because somehow they work together. So as long as there's a certain percentage or a certain amount of vehicles in dealer stock, they will have the build and price there. For some reason.
Yeah.
So correct. So there you go. That's why for a long time the Bronco base was still, the build and price was still available, even though you couldn't order it, was because there were still some stock units. And a lot of people, when Everglades disappeared but base didn't, a lot of people were like, "Oh, Everglades is gone for good. It's not coming back for 24." I was like, little you know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Someone said soapbox topic.
never know.
When will the F-150 trimmer be open for orders?
F-150. Oh, that's a good question. Don't know. They haven't told us anything. Along with, a lot of people don't realize this either. Here's something else they need to know, is that if you ordered a vehicle that would normally come with a Pro Access tailgate, that Pro Access tailgate is not available yet. So your vehicle will not get built with that Pro Access tailgate. So you might be looking at like the Platinum Plus that should come with it, right? Nope, it's not going to. So that is something you have to know, that until that Pro Access tailgate is available, your truck will not be built with it. Even if it will come with it eventually. Right now that tailgate is not available, which I think they should have really not mentioned it until later. They should have not highlighted that like they did back in July. If they could not deliver that at the launch, they should have waited and made that like a job 2 thing. But I know they probably,
we've brought the 2024 F-150 to you. Now we're adding on to the fun and we're introducing this.
yes,
that would have been a better way to introduce
that could have
it.
made some people though upset, because they ordered and went, wait a minute, now it's available. I would have waited, right? And so I get that, but you need to. I don't think they did a good enough job of telling everyone that it's not available yet, because they made it such a big deal. They needed to make a bigger deal that the fact it wasn't available yet.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, so I know there's somebody in comments on one of the videos that is like, they're like, so will they wait to make mine until it's available? And like, no, they're going to build yours. If it's scheduled, they're going to build it, and they're going to build it without it.
Yes. We answered that one. Any update on F450 XLT with high output diesel?
Yeah, we talked about that. So again, you got to remember, it doesn't have to do with the 450 necessarily. It's that high output diesel engine you're looking at. So XLT helps you a little bit, but if you went to the regular standard diesel engine, you'd probably get scheduled a lot faster. We got a 450 limited with a high output diesel engine built. So they're building them. It's just going to take longer with that high output diesel engine at only a 10% capacity. That means 1 out of 10 is going to be built with that engine on that order, whereas 3 out of 10 with the regular diesel will get built. So there's nothing wrong with the standard diesel engine. High output's got a lot more power, and if you're pulling a lot, I can see why you would want that. If you're exceeding that close to that range. But anyway.
Yeah, that's what I had for questions for this topic.
All right. So either I'm doing a better job explaining the terminology and everything.
Yeah. Something.
Something. I don't know.
If you asked a question and I did not put that one up, that means that it pertains to a topic later on, or it does not pertain to scheduling, and therefore we're saving it.
Yeah, we'll get into more questions. We kind of go through that as we talk about certain topics, parts of the live stream. That's when we'll introduce those comments and questions. All right. I got a couple things for dealer news updates. Actually, nothing that Ford's released, but some things that Ford Media has out there. And so I thought we'd cover some of those just because.
You can order Flash, right? F-150 Flash?
Yes.
Yep. It's basically XLT high package.
I could run a whole episode on Is It Trues. I'm telling you.
But
is this true? Right? Is that true? Is this true?
It's XLT with the high package, right?
It's basically your XLT 312A pack.
Right. So that's how your dealer will order. It's not labeled Flash in the order banks, so your dealer can order it. It's just not labeled a Flash.
Yeah, it's a 312A equipment group. There you go. All right. Dealer news updates. Let's do these. You left that up there. Take your comment off. All right. So this week I have a couple things. Let me add this to that. Granger. All right. All right. We're gonna remove. There we go. All right. So we're gonna talk about some of these things. This first one here is about the Wild Fund. And why am I bringing this up? Ford Authority posted this article with the Jeep ad that's running. Kind of love that. For the Bronco Wild Fund. So grants to Kansas state parks.
Yes.
So that's why I'm talking about it, because we're in Kansas, and this is pretty cool because this is actually one of the state parks that I want to go to more often. It's one of the only OHV areas in the state is actually at this place here. So Bronco Wild Fund, they give grants and different things to a lot of different organizations. Of course, they help go out and clean up the parks and such like that. But the team, they are giving a grant to. Now, first of all, this is incorrect. So fact check that. Ford Authority said it's Tuttle Creek State Park, which is located in Potawatomi, that's how you say that, County, Kansas, received part of this year's Ford Bronco Wild Fund allocation. The fund will allow the park to purchase a Trackmaster track chair, making the park more accessible to visitors with disabilities thanks to tough all-terrain motorized chairs that facilitate hiking, wildlife viewing, and participating in special events at the park, just to name a few. So that's pretty cool. So I like that the Wild Fund is doing that. Hey, they said it right down here, Tuttle Creek State Park. They corrected themselves down there at the bottom. Anyway, so this is pretty awesome. So actually, stick with us. Watch my personal channel, and you're going to see some footage from that state park. We're going to go on those trails at some point. I know it's close. It's like, why haven't we been there? But my weekends get packed.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, this next one, let's talk about it for a second. Is that on the right one? There we go. The Raptor R. So we have the official numbers for the 2024 F-150 Raptor R, and this actually came out right after our last live stream. But the Raptor R will have 720 horsepower. So that's more horsepower than the 2023 had. So that's pretty cool. So the 20 horsepower increase is achieved with reduced air inlet losses, coupled with an optimized calibration that also results in a wider torque curve. So there you go. So more horsepower, more. I don't know if it's more torque. Does it say? I don't think it says that in here. But 640 pound-feet of torque. So it's going up and up and up. So pretty cool. So I believe. So pretty cool. So, all right. And then it says the Raptor debuted 14 years ago with 310 horsepower in the 5.4 liter V8 and 411 horsepower available in the 6.2 liter. And just a little bit more now. 300. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. So that came out, not a huge deal, but there are a lot of people that are writing articles about that. So, yeah, pretty cool little vehicle. All right. The next one I want to talk about, the last one for dealer news. Again, these aren't huge, big deals, but a lot of people have had articles. But the F-150 is now America's best-selling truck for 47 years and counting. So we're talking about, year-end numbers and clearance, when we talk about how did everybody do for the year. And now Ford won the North American Truck of the Year again, number one truck for 47 years in a row, and the number one vehicle 42 years. So that tells you something about truck buyers and wanting to buy trucks. So not only on top of that, but they also won some other categories. It says here they got the Triple Crown because they're number one full-size, full hybrid truck. Now they have to use that word full-size because technically the Maverick is the number one selling hybrid truck.
Yes. Are they
Anyway.
mid-size or are they small size?
They're compact. That's what they call. And then they are the number one full-size electric truck. So there you go. So we'll see how Cybertruck, if they can dethrone us next year. We'll just see. Anyway, so there you go. That's kind of going through all that. Pretty cool. Yeah. So Triple Crown. There you
You
go.
know, for Cybertruck to dethrone us, they'd have to produce and sell them.
Yes. They sold a couple
Did they?
in December. Remember those deliveries at the announcement? Yeah. Anyway, there you go. A few. All right. What else we got? We got some recalls. What's next? Any questions about that? Probably not.
No.
All right. There are just one recall, and it's not really a recall, but we're going to cover this, and this has to do with your heated steering wheel. So here, let me just do this. So recalls for this week, again, Ford was closed, so they didn't really initiate any recalls while they were closed. This one came out like right before, after our live stream, before they closed down for the holiday. Heated steering wheel performance upgrade 22G06. This is a supplement, which means it's an update to the original recall that was issued in September. And some F-150s, some 2023 F-150s, this is a heated steering wheel performance upgrade. So basically, in this update to the recall, they added the information on what that may need to happen. It does say here that some steering wheels may need to be replaced on the Lariat and the Tremors equipped vehicles. So you may have to replace the steering wheels, but they have given that, and this is no cost to the customers. So a lot of these were like the heated steering wheel removal. This is where this would come into play. If you had that on yours, then you can go into the dealership and they can get this recall done. Letters are already gone out. It's 6,340 people for this. And so the reason for the program, according to this memo, is a global supply shortage of semiconductor chips caused unavailability of the specific chip within the steering wheel control module required for heated steering wheel functionality. Because of that, they're giving those customers that have that removal on there that back, basically. And in some vehicles, they may have to, depending on it, may have to replace the steering wheel altogether and get you a brand new steering wheel. So, and you have until September 31st of 2026 to have this done. No mileage limit, but there's a date requirement. So you have to have it done within a year. No, 2 years. No, 3 years. 3 years. 2026. So you got a long time to get this done if you're not in a hurry. But there you go. The other one that I want to talk about is on the Maverick. So we talked about the Maverick recall on the last live stream, how it was the turn signal. And because of that recall is the reason why we're seeing a bottleneck. So we've had some customers that have, or some people that have, commented that, hey, what's the deal? Mine was built in late November, still not shipped out yet. And here it is, come the first of the year, it's still not shipped out. It is because of that recall. I did get confirmation of that today. That basically the wording is the plant built and held a few weeks of production while the software was updated. The trucks were all reflashed and then shipped in late December. So I wouldn't say they're all shipped yet, but they're working on through them though. So they're getting them shipped out, because I can tell you that because we got a bunch that are released and that's what they're waiting on. So like I said, we have 127 that are released but not here yet. Anywhere between released and in shipment and transit, somewhere in that spot. So
did you hear about the one for reprogramming for combustion? There's actually been a few comments about a recall that was just put out, or that maybe they are just getting the notices for them for reprogramming something with combustion.
Well, it might be that it was one that we've talked about already in the past, but the letters just finally went out.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking it is.
So we probably talked. It's probably one that we talked about.
Yeah.
So
a couple of our,
because sometimes, a lot of times we'll get what they call a dealer advance notice, and we'll cover it in this live stream during the recall section. But then you won't actually get the dealer memo until later. Yeah. Right. Yep. So the official memo. So anyway. There you go.
And it's just a reprogramming, so you should be able to take it into your dealer and they can get it done for you.
They can even do it mobile. So a lot of dealers are wanting to do more mobile because Ford requires you to be a certain percentage. to get certain privileges and such like that. And the more mobile service they could do, any of those where it's just a reprogramming and them hooking up something electronically, they could do mobile. So they can actually, you can contact them and say, can you just come to my work and do this? They can come to your work, house, whatever, and they can actually do it and hook it up, and they'll do mobile service. And they should be, at least like for us, willing to do that. So the dealership's actually going to come to my work and do this. They've already asked me. They said, hey, your Maverick has this recall. It's just a thing. We can do it. We can do it mobile. We can take the vehicle around to get it done. I'm like, all right, sure. So just let me know when you got let me know when you got the stock ones done first, because they're more important, because we can sell them until they're done. Anyway, all right. So there's that. Any other questions on recalls?
No.
No. All right. I got an is it true for you here. Ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. Got an is it true for this week. So this has come out on Maverick Truck Club as well as some others. Is it true that my private offer expires today? Today would be the 2nd. So a lot of you see that there's an expiration date on your private offer of January 2nd. You've talked to Ford Marketing and everything and said it's expiring today. No, it's not. So this is not true. They have to have an expiration date. So usually what they do is they do those every quarter. So what you'll see next is go in tomorrow and look, and then your expiration date has then extended to April.
Yep.
But then it'll be in the beginning of April. So those people in March, they don't need to freak out either if theirs isn't there by April, because then they'll extend it to July. I had to think for a second. They'll extend it to July. So just so you know that. Also, Farm Bureau, as long as you're a Farm Bureau member, that also goes. As long as you're a Farm Bureau member again, and you're still a Farm Bureau member in December as you are in January, it's not going to change. You're still going to get the Farm Bureau as well. So
You know what I just realized?
So
Lebo and I switched to Farm Bureau.
Yeah.
And we are members.
So you can get more discounts on vehicles?
We can. Don't plan to buy anytime soon, but that's awesome.
There you go. Anyway. All right. And this tonight's what's on my mind isn't a huge thing, but it's just something fun to maybe talk about and think about for going into. This is the first day. Happy New Year, 2024. And here at the dealership, we're calling it more in 24. There's a lot of things. So more of what we're doing in 24. Goal is to be number one in Kansas dealer again next year. That would be what we strive for. But to do that, we have to do more than we did this year. But also Ford is doing more in 24. So let's talk about a few things. What's on my mind? All right. So this year, we're going to see a lot of new refresh models. So, and think back to of the refresh models of about every model in Ford's lineup will be new within the last 2 years. Right. So you have a 23 Super Duty was just redone. The Escape was just redone for 23 model year. We have a 24 model year Mustang that was a total redesign with a new gen. We have the 24 Ranger that's a new gen. We have a 24 F-150 that has a refreshed model update to it. So there's some pretty cool ones. So also we're going to see some new updates to the 25 Expedition. Folks, I've seen it. I think you're going to like it. I'm ready. It'll be time to trade the wife in and get another one, an Expedition for 25. And I'm excited. It looks great. You guys will like it. There's some spy photos out there. Actually, the thumbnail has the Expedition badged up, driving around, as well as I think didn't include Explorer, I don't think. But 25 Explorer, we'll see this in actually early in this year. So we know we're going to have 4 months of production for the Explorer before moving on to 25 Explorer in April. Mm-hmm. They're saying April, May is when we'll see the 25 Explorer being produced at that point. So we should start seeing some information. I wonder if it'll be at Chicago. I don't know. They haven't been really big in revealing vehicles at auto shows.
They haven't. Mainly Detroit.
So we'll see.
Detroit's the one where they've
Well, but
been
they don't do it at the show. They do it beside the show.
right,
or,
but
you know, that's-
during the time of the show.
Yes, during the time.
Others,
while
they-
the journalists are there, hey, like, here we go. And they might do
Right.
that in Chicago. They might rent a building and do that. You never know. Anyway, maybe they'll wait. See, New York. When's New York? It's in April, though, right?
yeah,
So that's a little late. Anyway,
it's St.
We'll
Louis,
see.
Chicago, New York.
yeah. Also, we know 25 model year Bronco. We should see a refresh to the Bronco as well. We know for fact we're going to get a new trim level, right?
Mhm.
What's his name? The head of Ford, not Ford. What do they call that? The Ford Blue, right?
Yes.
Part of the Blue. He actually showed some different trim levels, like a work Bronco and a luxury Bronco. So we know we're going to get 1 to 2 trim levels. So they took away the base. I wonder if they're going to bring it back as a work one, only available to fleet dealers. I don't know. And then we know we're going to be getting a luxury trim. That is one I actually saw as well. Can't tell you anything about that, but yes. So we got some things coming. So hopefully that luxury one is going to their goal, I think, is for it to compete against some other vehicles other than just Jeep Wrangler. So they want to take on Jeep Wrangler, but also they want to take on some of the others that would compete against. And let's see what else. 25 model year Bronco Sport. We've
Yeah.
actually seen that. I got some images of that here.
We had fun with that on Friday.
Yeah, we went over it Friday. Let's throw that up here. So you can see here, Motor Authority posted this. We've seen some outside, some shots of this, but one of the things that we haven't seen is that interior shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first time seeing an interior shot. And if you look, that is a 13. It looks like to me it's the 13.2 inch screen like we see in the Escape and we see in the Mustang. So that is probably going to be rolled over to Bronco Sport and possibly also
Maverick.
to the Maverick, right? We know 25 Maverick is going to also be a refresh. It's a mid-year cycle. They actually have been confirmed that they will be doing a refresh for 25 after 3 years of production. So we hope they get the 13.2 inch screen as well. Fill in that little slot beside your screen. Right?
Yes.
Anyway, so that should be Bronco Sport. You'll notice right now has an 8-inch screen. So does the Maverick. They both have 8-inch screens. So I think if Bronco Sport's getting this screen, we'll probably see that in the Maverick as well. Too. So we'll see some of that come through at both factories. We'll talk something else later that Bronco Sport gets and don't understand why Maverick doesn't. So who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, but there you go. So that's some fun there. And then the 25 Maverick, will we get an ST version? I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, and maybe an all-wheel drive hybrid. So we'll see. I know a lot of people want an all-wheel drive hybrid version. Plug-in hybrid, I don't know if we're going to see that, but anyway, yeah, there you go. So some cool stuff. So we got about 5 models that are going to be refreshed, updated for 25 model year. Basically almost all the SUVs, and then the Maverick, right? And we just had a Ranger get updated. Some great things are happening, I think, for Ford. We also have been told that we're going to get the second gen F-150 Lightning, the T3 that should be revealed this year. I don't know if it'll be available for production this year. But it's got to be close because, I didn't mention in the video I did for March production that they're going to shut off ordering for the Lightning. So that makes me think, and I don't know if that means that they want to just go to stock ordering. I don't know, but I don't know. That's happening. Heard maybe a new EV van as well. Basically the second gen Transit is going to be coming as well.
Can we get a better van look?
And
instead of box.
well, yeah. Anyway, and then the third row SUV EV that maybe is coming soon too. So we have some new EVs that may be coming. And will they be coming? Now, maybe they're going to slow that down and maybe they're not going to. I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out about that. But we do have some pretty cool stuff coming. Yeah, I think it's a pretty exciting time to be a Ford dealer, especially for that. So there you go. Oops. There you go. That's what I have for that.
All right.
Questions?
We have some.
Don't forget, I got a rant for later. So, if you're thinking about jumping off, yeah, you might want to stick around for that. But let's do some questions right now. I don't want to hold people off for that.
All right. And this one was asked after we were done with questions. Will Ford do a recall for batteries on the deep sleep issue with Mavericks? If they have enough people coming up with the problem and it is causing problems, and they do enough research and they find a solution, they will put one out.
If it's the fact that they're getting bad batteries, probably not, unless they're going to go ahead and give them a new battery, availability for a new battery. That's a possibility.
If it's the main big hybrid battery, possibly. The 12-volt battery.
I don't know. I mean, I know that we've had some people that have had hybrids before that are having it, because I thought it was just people that are new to hybrids that are like, oh, this is a thing if you don't drive it enough. But no, even I know Ridgeview and such has said, no, I've had hybrids. This is an actual issue because it's happening to his.
And I can tell you, like, our Fusion, Lebo didn't drive it for 4 days and it went into deep sleep. Just 4 days.
Yeah.
I feel like that shouldn't be the time period. It should be at least 7 or more.
I don't know.
But we also have a 19, which could have an older battery or something else going on with it.
I put a new battery in that not too long ago.
A 12-volt.
Yes.
You didn't put in the big hybrid.
Oh, no, you're not going to get a hybrid replacement. You don't want to know how much that costs.
Oh, I know. But I am just saying there might be something going on with that. I don't know.
I don't think so. Usually the battery that goes dead on it's the 12-volt battery.
Yeah.
It's pulling the 12-volt battery. So. All right. Any other questions?
Yes, we have 11. Now, waffles or pancakes? Waffles. I don't like pancakes. Will Broncos start piling up on dealer's lot next year?
Yes. Well, I don't know about piling up, but we'll start seeing them available. You can see them now. We got 6 or 7 on our lot. We actually have several on our lot. So you're going to start seeing them, depending on configuration and such. I mean, right now, I would say even for us, I feel like we're a scope of the average dealer, Bronco dealer, in the sense that we only have a handful of less than 10 retail orders for Bronco right now. And most of those being, actually, I'd say close to 4 or 5 of those are Heritage Edition. That most all of ours will probably get scheduled for March production. So I think once you go into February, we're going to start seeing stock one schedule if we don't get some retail orders. So I see that happening. Spring, March, April. We're going to see more and more showing up on dealer lots. A lot of the ones that we have that are here at our lot isn't a stock. They're not stock orders. They were ordered for customers and then they didn't take them because so many of those got tired of waiting. Now, what we did actually have, we goofed up on, is that we had a lot of people that ordered that 23. They went ahead and put in the order for the 24. They made that change of that 12-inch screen being standard on their big Benz and such. So a lot of people are like, no, I want and then their 23 scheduled. So like, no, I want the 24.
Yeah.
So then we're like, oh, well, and so we didn't cancel their 24. So they had a 23 and a 24 get scheduled. So the 24 is coming in. So those people are the ones that are probably not taking theirs. So if you probably look out on our lot, most of those are the 8-inch screens for that reason. So we're going to see some of that. So if you want to get a good deal on a Bronco, getting one of those with an 8-inch screen and being okay with that might be the best thing.
Yeah. So Social High did say, saw videos saying a dealership is starting to sell Broncos under MSRP. Do you think that will start trending?
What's our price? We're $1,000 below if you finance with us. We're MSRP if you're paying cash. If you plan to finance, we're $1,000 off.
Yep.
So, yep. Yeah. I think we're going to see more of that. Because here's what happens is the dealers need to sell them. So Ford is actually going to give, what is a contingency? Let me grab that information. Actually, I happen to have it right here. Ford has given some contingency pool allocations. So they're giving dealers an incremental allocations. But to get that and earn that, they can earn it based on units they sell, but they can also lose those if they have too many vehicles that are too old. So if they have over 75-day old vehicles, they'll lose one and it's a 1-for-1. It's not a percentage. It's
Yeah.
not just a fraction. They're losing a whole unit. So if they
Mhm.
get, an extra 2 of those, but they have 2 vehicles on their lot that are 75 days or older, then they're back to 0.
Well, and someone said their dealer has 25 Broncos on the lot. Well, if they can't get those sold, they're losing allocations at that
Yep.
point.
Yep. Because they still, just having it in stock itself also affects theirs too. So, because this is just on incremental allocations. So it's a 1-for-1, but they still lose it based on the volume. So it's your SVA divided by your region's SVA is where that's figured and that kind of stuff. So,
Yep.
Which is sales velocity analysis. So anyway.
2024 Mustang, are they back to build this week? Mine went into production the 18th, still not built. So in production is a very wide range of statuses that covers a lot. So once it gets sent to the plant, then once they pull everything that they need, that starts their in production. And then from there through the entire production until it gets released is considered in production. So what you're seeing could be a whole slew of things going on.
Probably what's happened is that was supposed to get scheduled to be built when they came back from vacation. Because remember, the plants were down. I mean, most plants, you got to remember these factory workers, they get, what was it, like a bunch of holiday pays, right? So they get a bunch of holidays. And a lot of them have to do with Christmas and being out for almost a week. And so a lot of those factories, I don't know about if the factories were continuing to be moving and all that.
Or they went into production on the 18th, but it needed to go to the body company or needed to do something.
Yeah, Mustang wouldn't, but yeah.
It needed something else done to it, and they haven't quite finished with it yet.
I think it's because the plant was probably down during Christmas.
Yeah.
So it's back. It should be back up and producing. So you should get something soon. But it'll stay, like she said, it'll stay in that status until it's actually been released completely from the factory. Then you'll see an in transit once the transit company picks it up. So so it'll last. In production doesn't mean it's taking that long to produce or that there's an issue. That's a status that it's going to stay in until it actually gets put on a rail car.
Yeah. Is HD trucks? Do you mean Super Duty trucks going to get a refresh? They said HD.
Heavy duty.
Heavy duty. Would that be Super Duty?
Yeah, so we call it Super Duty.
They just got a refresh.
Yeah, 23, so they won't get one yet.
No.
So it'd be what, 23, 24, 25 model year, and then maybe in 26.
All right. Question. I have a 24 Ford Bronco Big Ben going in production January 15th. How long would it take to arrive at the dealership?
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard to tell.
We get to ask that question a lot, and there's no real guarantee in saying how long it's going to be when it's built.
Yes.
So I always like to tell people that have orders with us is let me let you know once it actually gets on a rail car.
Yes, that is the best.
Once they release it from the plant, they'll give it an ETA. Then that's a better guarantee. I can't really give you a date and time frame until I get that ETA, and that doesn't happen until it gets released. And depending on quality checks, how many people are in line, if there's a bottleneck, you could say, let's say it's going to be built on the 15th, and I would normally say you'd get it by mid-February. But if it sits there for 2 weeks at the factory before it gets released, then it's March 1st. So that totally changes that. So you need to check with your dealer, and once it actually gets released, they should give you you should have an ETA, and you also get that email. So really just wait for that email, and then you'll have a better. So you probably, I mean, I can give a guess, but I'll probably be wrong because you never know.
Yeah. What is the Super Duty 23 order getting a $6,000 back program transition offer? 32262. What does this mean? I belong to the Mustang Club of America. Can I get a plan with my dealer?
Okay, if your dealer does a plan, they don't have to participate, but most of them will. So you get a plan. Mustang Club of America and a plan are two different things. So Mustang Club of America would get X plan, but if you truly get a plan, then that means you're a factory worker, and I think. D plan is dealer, Z is retired, A would be a factory worker or a relative of a factory worker to get that. So that's the best deal anywhere is an A or D plan, or Z plan.
Mhm.
Now that private offer is people that had a 22 model year order that went unscheduled, or a 22 model year that went unscheduled, and now it's turned into a 23. That are getting the $6,000. So
Mhm.
they're getting it based on their 22 model year order not getting scheduled. Then they got a private offer. Those in 23 that went unscheduled did not get a private offer
Sounds
for
like
24.
I need to adopt a factory worker. X plan then. Yep.
So yeah, now X plan, that is kind of different. So
Yeah. The Ranger plug-in hybrid is my dream vehicle. Do you have any information if that will ever come to the States?
at some point it will. We know, like the Ranger Raptor, it took a year before we saw the Ranger Raptor here in the States. So we were hoping that Ford said they're going to have some sort of electrified vehicle in every model, whether it be a plug-in or a hybrid. So hopefully we'll see that plug-in hybrid Ranger here in the States in a year or two. But I don't know for sure.
X meaning extra paperwork.
Ooh, I like that comment right there. Gotta get that one.
What?
The one about the 360 camera. There you go.
Oh yeah, I got it. Generally, a Lariat F-150 is more likely to be built sooner than a premium. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is the shadow black roof on the Outer Banks standard for 2024? I have seen pictures on 24 in dealer stock with body painted roof, but the 24 Outer Banks on the website exterior details shows it.
Okay, so you might be seeing 23 model year, not a 24 on a dealer lot. Because at the end of 23 model year on the we're talking Bronco Sport, evidently. The shadow black roof was actually taken off for part of the model year in 24. That's one of those job 2 changes. We were talking about job 2 earlier. Job 2 change for the Bronco Sport was they took away the shadow black roof for the Outer Banks.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was standard equipment. You had to add it as option equipment instead of being standard. A lot of dealers missed that. Now 24, they brought it back to a painted black roof as being standard on the Outer Banks. So there you go. So unless it's a black vehicle, it's going to be black completely. Yeah. But it should be shadow black roof. Unless I'm wrong on that, but I think I'm right on that. So,
all right. Is the 25 Bronco luxury trim level the same as the Heritage Plus they announced, or is the Heritage Plus yet a different trim level?
I don't know if I saw that announcement of a Heritage Plus. Maybe you need to send me some information. So I don't know about a Heritage Plus.
What are the odds on T3 in half a year?
Well, let's see. The Lightning was revealed, and they built the first ones within a year, right, from when they revealed it. So they revealed it and had them in driveways a year later. What was it? I think it was July or something. I put my reservation in and had one in my driveway in June of that next year.
I mean, they released the Maverick, and I got my reservation and my order in, and I had one in January. I placed mine in July.
Yeah. So I don't see. I googled Bronco Heritage Plus.
People are like, Heritage Plus ?
I think what maybe some people are calling the Heritage Plus is the limited.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably. I don't see anything else anywhere about being released. Any information about a Bronco Heritage Plus. I'll put 25 in front of it.
Ragnarcon, have you heard anything?
Yeah. I haven't seen anything, so I know some people are throwing out there like a pickup, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
What are the chances the 2025 Maverick will have an optional 360 camera?
Very good. So, all right. So check this out. We can do some digging on this here.
Sounds like dealership making stuff up to get that warranty. I think some dealership came up with a Heritage Plus Get a bigger warranty for it.
Heritage Plus. All right, so
He cannot. Ragnarcon says, I cannot confirm or deny that I heard something regarding a Heritage Plus. Now you're starting to sound like Tim. Come on.
You're starting now you're like another dealer. We'll talk offline. All right. Let's see here. Can we share this one? All right, so here's this. So this is one spotted out in the wild, right? 25 Maverick performance pickup, potentially spotted. They're all about the performance being the performance model.
Now, what
right?
he's about to do here is speculation, and it's based off of things that he is observing from
Yes.
knowing the Maverick very well and what he
Yes.
has observed in the past.
Yes. So if you look at this, they're trying to show this as a sport truck, which I don't know. Anyway, I can't confirm or deny. But I'm going to be a Ragnarcon there. But one of the things you can see in this first photo, and actually this photo right here, notice right under the mirror, check underneath that mirror. See that little bump on the bottom of that mirror? That's a camera. So that means there's a camera on the other side. And that also means there's a camera, going to be a camera on the back, of course.
And the camera on the front.
And what's that right there? There's an opening there for a reason. That's for a camera. So I do believe that they will have a 360-degree camera in on the Maverick. So, and we did notice that with the one earlier. Go to this one. Did that come up? Yep, that came up. Okay. This in here, if you go to the images on this, see another little bump, 360-degree camera. So yes, I do believe that's probably one of the things they might be testing on this particular model. It could be the 360-degree camera. So there you go. And you notice the wheels and a bunch of other things. But so yes. So again, I'm just speculating, but I do believe we're going to see a 360-degree camera available, which will get me into my rant here in a little bit as we get through questions.
So Christopher says Heritage Plus was announced at the same time as the work trim.
Oh, they called it Heritage Plus? Okay.
Maybe that was the luxury.
Yeah. Maybe.
Ragnarcon says, I don't know who knows what. I don't know what dealer is showing at Vegas. So dangerous territory. All right. That was all I had. Those were all of our questions.
Okay.
If I did not answer your question, drop it down below while we go over our after hours topic. After hours rant.
All right.
We need to make a little slide.
Yes. All right. So let's get into this. So talking about Ford and some different things that we're seeing introduced and this and that. This is kind of a rant that I have, is that I think this has to do with Maverick again. So this is my kind of my rant on the Maverick as well. In that there are some things that I don't understand why they're not available on the Maverick like they are on the Bronco Sport. So here's one situation. Now we know that on the Maverick, you have to go up to Lariat trim. Also have to go up to, of course, now it's standard, but a Lariat luxury package to get the adaptive cruise control. So to get the Copilot 360 Assist Plus package, it requires you to go up to Lariat trim, go up to the luxury package at the time. So if you got a 23, you had to go luxury package to get the Copilot 360 Assist Plus package. But on the Bronco Sport, let's build out one. Right, and see. So we're going to go Big Ben. This is the lowest trim of the Bronco Sport. Big Ben, right? Let's go to packages. And lo and behold, there's this package right here called the Ford Copilot 360 Assist Plus package. It's only $895, which, by the way, is about the same price as it is on the Maverick. Click that I, and this gives you the adaptive cruise control. It gives you the evasive steering assist, lane centering, speed sign recognition, and the navigation, which, by the way, that's all the same features as the Maverick Copilot 360 Assist Plus package as well. So my beef is that you can add this to a Big Ben without the convenience package, I can go Big Ben and just add this one thing. It doesn't require me to add anything else. No requirements. It's available on any packages. Why can't we do that on the Maverick? Why can't we add a Copilot 360 Assist Plus package? I would say require the Copilot 360. That's fine. Actually, that should be standard in my opinion. There's another rant there going on that one, but that's something I think should be available. So why not make that available on an XLT Maverick? I mean, it's Big Ben's the lowest trim level possible on this. Why not? Now, I will say the Bronco Sport is overpriced by several thousand, so you're probably in the same price range. So go Big Ben with just that Copilot 360 Assist Plus package, and what's your price? If I could scroll fast enough. Oh, no. It's what? You're 33, so I guess there you go. It's almost lariat price, but yeah, you can go Big Ben, cloth seats, just add that package. You have adaptive cruise. Ford, let's go. Come on now.
Someone said
Maverick XLT, make this a possibility. There's no features in the luxury package that have anything to do with this technology.
No. Someone did say you don't get the cross traffic alert without the premium package.
Not true.
Okay.
The cross traffic alert?
Yeah.
You mean that's part of the Bliss?
Oh.
That's part of the Copilot
that's
360?
Bliss. Yeah.
That's available on even the XL? Sorry.
Yep.
That is available on all trim levels, even the XL. Actually should be standard equipment on all of them. So it's the Bliss with cross traffic alert. So as you're backing up, if they cross your path behind you, it alerts you. That is actually part of the Copilot 360 features.
So I've actually said this before. They may be built at the same plant, but two different lead teams. Each model has its own team for designing and engineering.
Even with the same plant. Yeah.
Even when they are being built at the same plant. And this leads to so much disconnect within Ford.
Well, they could probably build things even faster if they had some similarities in these.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, F-150 to Super Duty to, Ranger. There's so many differences in those packages and in everything else. We can simplify this.
Yep.
We can make them more the same, make it easier to go from an F-150 to a Super Duty, make it so that dealerships can have more knowledge and make it more simple for people to learn.
Yep. So, yes, because
make it more
all these
easier.
technologies are available on all models. It's just every team requires different things.
Yes.
Like, hey, I can't get this unless I go to this package on this model, but this other model, I can get it on the base model. It's like, why are we we bringing these teams together and saying, hey, Copilot 360 just needs to be standard on all of them.
Yes.
Let's just make it that way.
Well,
Maverick, you're making it as a optional package, whereas Bronco Sports and everything else, even the Bronco should be standard equipment, in my opinion, because even the Bronco, you have to go mid-package to get it. Again, why are we requiring a whole package just to get, in my opinion, a great safety feature, having Bliss and cross traffic alert? That to me is a no-brainer. It should just be standard.
Yeah,
I know it's a cost thing, and some people are
say
saying
that they don't want the extra safety equipment and the higher price. I get that, but it's also making our roads safer.
Well, here's the thing: we got to remember all these safety features you do not have to turn them on.
Yes.
Right. So, but for one, if you add them to all vehicles, then it's probably going to help you with the national the safety
guidelines,
whatever the guidelines there, right? You're probably going to be better there, but also it's something it probably will simplify production. So look at what they did with the F-150. They simplified so many things. They made so many things standard equipment, standard 12-inch screen, standard this and standard that, makes for a production much faster. You're going to produce more vehicles faster because you don't have all these options. Does it take the price up a little bit? Maybe. Yeah. It might. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
but Copilot 360 is a $600 package.
Yeah.
If you're looking at an XL Maverick, $600 should not break your bank to go in an XL and add that package on there. Even if they add $500 to the price.
Like when you are looking at the Maverick versus the F-150, the Maverick has that DIY bed. So many configurations, so many things you can do with that. And now F-150 just added it with the 24.
And Ranger doesn't
have it.
Why not?
Super Duty doesn't have it. Like, why are we not
this.
sharing these ideas?
Yes.
And making Fords better across the board.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with that too. So, I mean, yeah.
But yes, less customer confusion. If they're looking, they're in a Bronco Sport, right? And they are adding more people to their family, and they want to go to a bigger model. There's so much confusion on what some of the packages are, because in this one, this package is in this, and in this one, this package is part of this package. Like, it's confusing.
Well,
you have to do so much research.
Do you remember the video I did on the different Copilot 360s?
Yes.
And I talked about how here, this one here, this is this one, what this one means, and here's the vehicles that it's on. Whereas this one here means this, and there's this word right here, and that means it's got this. And I did a video, 3-part series called Tech Tuesday. Remember when I was doing those?
Yes, I remember
Where it's a
that.
3-part series to explain the different upgraded systems and what vehicles you can find them on and what trim levels within those. I'm like, why can't we just make it easy?
Yes.
We got to, like, some of the vehicles, you got a Copilot 360, and the other ones you got a Copilot 360 2.0, whereas
and
that's
then you
not
have Copilot 360 Assist
Plus. Yeah.
And they all have different features.
Well, what's funny is your 2.0 has your reverse brake assist and rear sensing is standard, or a part of that package, and some other things, whereas the Assist Plus doesn't get that.
So you need someone like Tim to make videos to explain what everything is, because otherwise you are going to be so confused.
Anyway, but
I said that before.
There are a lot of models that are making the Bliss and cross traffic, and even lane. Okay, even adaptive cruise is standard equipment on some models.
Yes.
People have said that, like, well, that's standard on that. I have to pay for that, and I have to go clear up to Lariat to get it. When on this other model, I get it as standard equipment on the base model.
Yeah.
Anyway, some point we're gonna see adaptive cruise will just be standard equipment on all of them. But at least for 2025, Ford, make it available on the XLT trim. I actually did say something to the brand manager at the launch of the 23 model year.
Yeah.
Not 24, but the 23, that I said, why is the Copilot 360 Assist Plus not available on XLT? That just doesn't make any sense. It has nothing to do with the luxury package, and it shouldn't require a luxury package on even the Lariat trim.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't think the Lariat trim, the luxury, should be required. If you want leather seats, okay, I got to go with Lariat. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
But don't make me get a luxury package on top of that to get adaptive cruise control.
Yes.
Adaptive cruise control has nothing to do with the fact that I have heated seats or anything else.
Well, what about push button start? Like, you get push button start standard on an XLT Maverick, but you have to go up to a Lariat Ranger. Right?
No. Push button start, you got to go up to Lariat Maverick too.
That's right. Okay, so that's
yes.
That's even.
Yes, but even like that, push button start. So, did you know every Edge has push button start standard equipment? Intelligent access, push button start, standard equipment on all Edges.
I
think it has to do with the price level.
Look at this.
It must cost them that much money.
Midcoast Maine says the first Honda Accords were loaded with lots of equipment because it was cheaper to equip all than have options. If you are making one dash instead of having one with a push button start and one with a key for the ignition, you now have minimized down to one dash instead of two.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you're cutting costs in that way.
Let's when we kind of talking about that simplification there, you'll notice Ford's goal is to go to 4 touchscreens, center stack screens. That's why you're going to see the Maverick and the Bronco Sport get the 13.2 inch screen, is because the one that the guy that brought in, I can't think of his name, Fields, I think, he says we have too many screens, and because of that, we're going to have issues. Because if one screen is an issue, then instead of doing that, we're going to simplify down to 4 screens, and so you're going to see 13.2 inch screen. Mustang, Escape, Maverick, Bronco Sport will get it. You get the 12 inch touchscreen is what you're seeing on the Bronco. You're seeing that on F-150 as standard equipment. Some of those other vehicles, Expedition as well, it'll be standard equipment. Super Duty as well, right? And then you have that 15.5 inch portrait style screen, which you see on your Lightnings, Lariats, Mach-E's all come standard with that. So they're simplifying down to just 4 screens. That's only 3 screens right there. I don't even know what the 4th one is. 10 point screen in the Explorer. So hopefully we see Explorer. It is so weird to look at Explorer right now, even a 23 with that little teeny 8-inch screen in that Explorer. It
Yes.
just looks not even like it belongs, right? It's like, oh wow. So anyway, so there we go. There's my
Yes.
rant. So I don't know.
Which I mentioned that when we watched the reveal of the 24 F-150, and they said that they now have the DIY bed in that. I'm like, oh, so we're just borrowing from Maverick here, because then they had something else and they had something else. I'm like, they finally learned.
So you have these teams that work on these different technologies for these different models. Why aren't they sharing that? Hey, we learned this, and here's what we're going to be doing to this model, and then you give it to other ones.
Why aren't the teams having a meeting where they share all their ideas and go, this is what we're doing new on this model, and then they can take from each other's pots and simplify and work together to make it, like I said, better across the board for all models.
Yeah, I think it'd be good, but anyway, here we go. That's that.
All right.
That's what I have.
Buttons and knobs prevent distracted driving. I mean,
I like the I think I've said this in a lot of videos, and I still say this about every video every time I go over this technology. I still think that Bliss and Cross Traffic Alert are just technologies I think that just need to be there. I think they're nice safety features that if you're looking, if you're going to go into a lane and you look over that exterior mirror and you see that light in the corner, you're like, oh, I missed somebody. And then you look a second time and go, yep, there's somebody there. I think that'll save from people coming over to lanes and hitting other people. Also backing up. There's a lot of those parking lots, grocery store, Walmart and that kind of stuff. When you look both ways, you're like, it's safe, and you back up and you got this car going 20 miles an hour in the parking lot, and then it goes off, and you're like, what? And you stop, and then sure enough, there's a teenager that comes barreling by or whatever. I think it's gonna have less. I think it'll be less accidents. I don't know, but also again, all these features, as we mentioned, you can activate and deactivate. In fact, somebody on the Maverick Truck Club asked how to activate their lane keeping system.
Yeah,
lane keeping, not lane centering, lane keeping system. And somebody told them it's the little button on the lever. So also, dealers, you need to teach your people how to use all the technologies in your vehicles. Spend the 30 minutes with those customers. Like every time that I have somebody and I do the delivery for the salesperson, I probably spend 20, 30 minutes going over all the controls. By the way, on the Maverick, I have a control video and the Escape as well, if you want to watch those. But if you have those vehicles. But I've
had to teach. I made a short because they aren't teaching people how to use Android Auto.
Yeah. I
had to make a short on how to exit Android Auto screen so that you can get to your FM radio.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then how to. Anyway, but a lot of those are technologies. Your evasive steering assist, some people don't like that. That is something you can activate and deactivate. You don't have to use adaptive cruise. You get that option of traditional cruise versus your adaptive cruise versus your intelligent adaptive cruise, which for those that don't know, that's your speed sign recognition, which I'm sorry, but I like that feature.
Yes.
Because if you're going along and that speed sign changes and you aren't paying attention, you're talking to the person beside you or whatever, you're in a conversation and you miss that sign, your vehicle slows you down, and you're like, what? Oh, okay. Speed sign change.
Or
I think
we have highways here that go from 75 to 70 to 65 within a few miles of each other. And if you are behind a semi, you may miss those speed signs.
Well, and then go to Colorado. Go through the mountains in Colorado and tell me that's not a fun feature to have, because that speed, it keeps changing. You're 55 and then it's 65 and then it's to 70. Oh, nope, back to 65. Oh, now it's 50.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, well, I'm kind of liking this adaptive cruise because it automatically changes my speed for me. But so there you go.
It's called Speed Trap. Sure, y'all ain't in Georgia. We only have one area where it does that, and it's, I think, going into Topeka and then coming out of Topeka.
It goes
everywhere else, it's 75.
Well, then I'm like, just at some point right there on Topeka, why not just go from 75 down to 65? Why do we have the 70 mile an hour zone for like 1 mile and then 2 or whatever it is?
Stephen Gibbs, we did answer your question on the Shadow Black roof during our Q&A. You can rewind.
Mm,
It was
What
black
was it?
roof on the Outer Banks Stanford 24. He's
Yeah,
seen pictures.
I covered it. Oh, it was a 24 with it.
It's the same question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we covered it. Let me
Yeah,
double check though that because
he's gonna double check.
actually it's over here. We have it right here.
Social High says, I used to watch Tim for content. I watched Tim and Sarah for entertainment. Our after hours have been getting pretty fun.
If you yeah. He's a member now.
Yeah.
We'll just go. Well, yeah, he has been a member, so he probably sees my rants out on a lot too. I haven't been ranting too much on a lot. All right, so there you go. I mean, there's here. Here, take this off. Here's the. There you go. There's the order guide right there, or not the order guide, but the build and price on Ford's website. And that I just clicked on Outer Banks, and there you go, black
All right,
roof.
you have the black roof.
So, yeah. So now, of course, if you have black paint, it's gonna have a black roof. It's gonna be all one. It's gonna be body colored, technically. So
but technically, it's also gonna be the black roof.
Yes. But anyway, but yeah, in Outer Banks now 23s. Okay, so here, check this out. This image here.
Yes, he does Ragnarcon. You should watch some of his lot walks.
So that one almost looks like white, but I don't think it is really white. I think it's that's a glimmer of it. But anyway, there you go. There's that. What's it saying that I rant on the lot walk? Does he not watch the lot walks?
I don't know. He's never watched a lot walk before, but he may start. You need to watch his lot walks.
I used to put timestamps, and people said I was taking a lot of time putting those timestamps in. And they said, "Nah, don't worry about
it." Tim, has your topper come in yet?
Nope. That company is not looking really good right now because here I am trying to help them out and do a video for them, and it's taking them way too long to get me a top. Why would I recommend them to anybody? So anyway.
Well, I have a 13-inch screen on Maverick XLT when there's nothing on it but radio and phone. So if you plug in your phone, then you get Android Auto, and I really enjoy that. I get my map, I get my Audible, Pandora, all my apps on there. I really enjoy having all of that on there.
Well,
but a 13-inch screen makes it bigger so that you can see more map.
Yeah, and I really like the Escape, how they did it, because like if you have the map, it goes in that full screen, and then if you have another application, it's just kind of sits in there like a little window.
Yeah.
And then what you do is you touch that, and then you pull that up.
Yeah.
So it's like it's giving you what they call on the F-150 they call information on demand. And so like the 12-inch screen, you're not getting the full 12-inch screen unless you hit that to make it bigger, then you get the full 12-inch screen. Otherwise, it's just an 8-inch screen with a little panel on that right side, and then you can just swipe that over, and that becomes your main, and they flip spots. So especially if you're like, okay, you're on the navigation screen, but you want to change the radio station, you can pull that over, change the radio station, pull the map back over, and it's right there. You don't have to search for it, don't have to hit the AM button and this and that. So it's information on demand. And the 13, I haven't messed with it enough, but I did a video on it, and I think that's how that works. Is that same screen does the same thing. It just kind of puts it in a window, and I think actually. Gotta bring that Bronco Sport back up, if we can find it with that screen.
I think the bigger screen is more helpful. Like he was saying, it does provide more of a sidebar for quick access instead of having to go back to the home. Because I have a 17 C Max, and I don't have that, and I wish I did.
There, okay.
Did I tell you my 17 C Max updated, and I now have Android Auto capabilities in that? I plugged in my phone to charge it, and it threw up Android Auto.
There you go. All right. So if you look at this 12-inch screen, right Can you see my cursor? You guys can't see my cursor. Can you see my cursor? There you can. So right here, you'll see this is actually full. You'll see the navigation actually in a window, kind of right there. So it's kind of the same way. But yeah, there you go. But it looks a lot better than Endscreen.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. And
Yeah.
it's down below too. Like a lot of your climate controls, like it actually simplifies. It has less buttons down on the actual dash. So down here, you have all your climate controls and your radio controls all down here. Whereas actually your radio controls are here, your climate controls are all there. Well, on this screen, down they're not showing you down what's down below, but pretty much they simplified. Like on the edge or the escape, I'm sorry. You have basically just a few buttons down there, but all your climate and stuff is up here on the screen. But it's real quick and easy to get to, which is really nice. So take a look at the escape on the Ford's website. There you go. Oh, there's our ad. Yay. Anyway, so.
I agree with this. Sometimes I turn off lane centering or keeping when driving on a road with ruts and potholes. Yes. If you're on a road with ruts and it's snowy, I was told to always follow the ruts if you start to get stuck. In which case, your car would try and probably move you out of the ruts, which could potentially end up skidding or something. So.
Yeah. But again, all these technologies are things you can activate and deactivate. We deactivate our auto high beams. Some people, for us, we live in neighborhoods with not a lot of lights, and you come around that corner, and if that high beam's on, you flash in your high beams into those neighborhoods and such. So we actually don't like it. We shut our auto high beams off. But again, it's a feature that some people like, some people don't, and we don't use our automatic high beams. And for us, that's the way we do it, both Barbara and I. But some of the other technologies, again, evasive steering assist can activate and deactivated. Your rain sensing wipers can be activated and deactivated. All these features are features that can come on those, but you can choose whether or not you want them if you're somebody that doesn't like them.
Yeah.
But production can be easier, and maybe it drives cost up a little. I don't know. But if they can save money in a sense of making it, they can produce more vehicles, they're going to make more money in general. They can lower the cost on that. Because again, you buy in bulk, right? It's the old Walmart principle: buy a lot, save money. So they're probably getting a bigger supply of them. Now, right now, maybe they just can't get enough. But I don't know. There you
go. Clarence, so when you're talking about big screen watching movies or what, people can't park. When you're seeing people watching movies on their screen in their car, they're parked and charging, because those are usually Teslas, right?
Yeah.
They're parked and charging.
Jeff was doing that with his mach-e.
Yeah.
We went over to get food. I went to the drive-thru and then brought it back to him. That took forever. And when I came over to him, he was watching something on his on his mach-e.
Yeah.
I mean, so a lot of electric vehicles, you'll have some of those those features.
But you can't do that while driving. No, it doesn't allow you to have those screens while driving.
Not that I know of. I don't think so.
Shouldn't
be able to. I know you can't play any of the games while you're driving.
Yeah, I can't tell you I know how to park, but I've also been working on a car lot since I was 16.
And I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I had some other comments.
There's a Ranger takes so long to get built.
Yes.
When did they start production? In January? I don't even think they started producing the vehicles until January. Why? I don't know why it's taken so long from when they originally were going to build it. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
It may have been similar to Super Duty, where they ran into some roadblocks and or
Escape.
Yes.
And Mustang. Actually, all those Escape, Super Duty, and Mustang all had issues going in there. You got to remember, Escape and Mustang shared a lot of the screens, and both of them were having issues with those new screens. Remember that Ranger's getting all new screens this year. So both of those screens are new for this year. So maybe they're having the same issues. Can we simplify the screens?
Yeah.
Anyway. So there you go.
So I think most people are like, well, but we ordered in July?
Some of them did, yeah.
Some people ordered in July, and they have yet to see production.
Okay, well, we gotta. maybe I'm a little more compassionate than some others, but here's the deal. Don't forget UAW shut that plant down for more months than any other plants. So they shut down the Bronco and Ranger plant. It was the first plant they shut down. When did they go on strike for 3 months almost?
Yeah.
So that plant was shut down and not being able to do anything for that long. So they pretty much had to start right back over with the Ranger because they hadn't even started production when they shut that plant down.
Yeah. But like Super Duty took several months to get going. I mean, and then they had needed the okay to buy, so that took longer.
Yeah. Like, a lot of times on these, they try to like, we think of that too. When we see there's going to be a model changeover, we like order as many as we can to get those in, knowing that it could be a month or more. Like we've already looked at it. We looked at F-150s. We actually adjusted our price. You do the pricing. We adjusted our prices in December because we looked to see how many F-150s were supposed to arrive in January. We're supposed to get less than a dozen F-150s arrive in January.
Yeah.
Which is not typical for us.
Then we have less inventory. So we
have to make sure those carry over. So we're going to hopefully last longer than other dealers because we're going to actually have inventory because we looked to the future. We thought about that and said, okay, this is a new refresh model. There could be some complications. We got to make sure we have inventory to get us through until they get those complications taken care of. We've been without Ranger inventory for a long time because that lasted a lot longer than we thought it would.
Yeah.
So
Midcoast Maine said their 2016 C-Max had auto updates on the nav mapping, but their 2015 had to have a new SD card to do the same.
Some of those older ones, that was what my Ford touched, and then they went to Sync 3.
The reason that mine didn't update when it did was because there was something going on with my Wi-Fi or my over-air stuff. There was something going on with it. I actually had to bring it in, and they had to fix something that takes care of that. They had to fix it and reprogram it so that it actually got over-the-air updates. Yeah. So once that happened, then I got Android Auto, but could have happened before that, and I just didn't know because it wasn't updating. So plus I only just started driving it last February. It became my daily driver last February, so that may have been it too. All right. Is there any discounts or incentives for the Super Duty to get below MSRP?
What is there any what
incentives?
No. Super Duty never has incentives. Right now, they can't make enough of money. Right now, there are people wanting theirs, right? So, I mean,
rebates and incentives pop up when they can't get a vehicle off the lot fast enough.
You'll see they always want to make sure they hold that crown for the F-150. So you always see rebates for F-150, especially XLT, right? And some of those others. But Super Duty is more for the person that they need that truck, right? For work, that kind of stuff, farm, all that kind of stuff. So that's more of a necessity vehicle, whereas F-150, not always. So
On the Ranger Build and Price tool, if you add the technology package, it changes the front exterior of the truck, removes the silver and dark gray accent, and changes it to the body color. Is this true?
I don't know. I have to look at the Build and Price. Man, it's a while since I looked at Ranger. Let me see what happens when you go to technology package on the Ranger. So it changes the bumpers, removes the silver and dark gray accent, and changes body colored. Well, let's look at technology package. This is on what?
I noticed the change in August wasn't there before, and they're referring to XLT.
Okay, so XLT comes standard with the Sport Appearance package. So that's going to get you the grille, the gray painted front fascia and rear bumper, and then the grille is gray, and wheellet moldings are gray, and your gray wheels. So Sport Appearance Package is standard on the XLT. I think actually on Lariat as well, if I remember right. And then your tech package, there it gets you the adaptive cruise, the front sensors, and 360 camera, enhanced park assist, and connect to nav. Oh, by the way, you can add that without having to go up to without going up to Lariat. Just saying. Ranger, you can add adaptive cruise without going up to Lariat. And anyway, I'm wondering if the image is updating, and it maybe shouldn't, because you get the front parking sensors and 360 camera, and so it's changing the image. But
I'm seeing the gray.
But it shouldn't change. Now there is a Chrome Appearance Package.
I'm adding the tech package, right?
Mm-hmm.
Technology package. There it is.
You get that on 300A or 301A.
That did change the front.
It should. I mean, we've seen issues with Ford's
Yes,
building price before.
See, that's what it looks like with the tech package. And
does change the bumpers to body colored.
Yes. And remove that.
There's
go back up to the top.
There's no note on the appearance package or that package to.
And now look at it.
Okay, so that's a Sport Appearance Package.
Right. But you saw what it looked like when I had the tech package on there. Here, watch. We've seen times where the build-in price is incorrect, where they're missing a side view mirror or a handle here or there. Or
yeah, because it
could be a glitch.
There's no. Sometimes there'll be certain package will require you to go to. You have to make some changes to get the package. That one has no note. It just says option on XLT, and it doesn't mention that you need to go. That's not a Chrome Appearance Package, but there's no mention of that, which is really crazy. But yeah, I don't know. In fact, none of the packages have a body colored appearance package. So if you look, even the Chrome, like a Chrome Appearance Package, is going to get you Chrome bumpers, right? Wait, let me look. Might be wrong. Chrome door handles, Chrome exhaust tips, Chrome bezels, Chrome rear bumper. There you go. And then Chrome center bar and surround. And then Willet moldings. Actually, painted body colored Willet moldings. It doesn't mention the front bumper, though. It's funny. Anyway, even the Chrome Appearance Package isn't body colored bumpers. Guess we need to see these things in real life, Ford. They're producing soon. We'll hopefully see them and be able to answer that. But right now, we don't know whether or not building price is right or not. So the XL trim has a body colored bumper. So that's what I was, kind of noticing. Yep. So it's body colored bumper on the XL. So
yes.
Yeah, I know XLT and Lariat come standard Sport Appearance Package. So anyway. Build not precise. There you go. Rear bumper. Actually, rear bumper is black, and the front fascia is body colored on an XL. So even then, they can't get anything alike there.
Oh, Gators Ed Tech says mine is scheduled for 1:15, so I guess I'll be the guinea pig to find out because I got the tech package.
There you go. We'll
Come back and tell us.
We'll find out
in 2 to 3 months.
I could reach out to the brand manager. I don't know. I haven't really asked the Ranger brand. Well, oh yeah, that's Gretchen. Oh, I shouldn't say her name. She's also she handles Maverick too.
Oh.
So there's a main Maverick brand manager, but then there's also like a backup, like another, work together, and she mainly focuses on Ranger, and then maybe I'll ask her. We met at the dealer meeting, so I have a connection there. We'll find out. I'll ask. I'll find out. Maybe I'll come back next week with an "Is it true?" on the Ranger. Better write that down so I don't forget. Ranger bumpers.
Any idea if they will be lowering prices on Ford Lightning?
Oh, because well, not sure why they would. A lot of people think that because some of the vehicles are losing the tax credit, they'd lower their prices to make up that difference. But F-150, I think, still gets a $7,500 tax credit. It's the Mach-E that loses the $3,750 tax credit. So we'll see if that price goes down. But I mean, I'd love to say Ford tells me things that they do before they do it, but they won't. So you're going to find out when I find out, or you'll find out before I find out.
Usually.
Yeah, usually. There you go.
All right.
Anything else? It's early night at 9:00.
There wasn't much to talk about in our other topics.
So Lightning has gone down. I mean,
Well, gone down because
from the
dealers
original
can't sell them.
From the original pricing, I mean, well, they've probably gone down to the original prices that they were, because what was it, 80 grand for a Lariat, and then they went up, and then they come back down to about 80 grand or below that, really. Compare a F-150 Lightning XLT to a gas F-150 XLT. It's not too bad, not too different in pricing.
Will you be building any of your Lightning bolts in the 2024 model F-150? Yes, but
At
not
some point
until later in the 24 model year.
Yep. So
you can't get superchargers right away.
Superchargers probably won't be available until summer for the F-150. So the Roush superchargers, Roush has already let us know, as well as all the other dealers that are Roush dealers, know that superchargers won't be available probably until summer. Probably a little looking like July. But yes, once available, we will do that.
Yeah. You could get a non-supercharged Lightning bolt. But what's the fun in that?
Yeah. Yeah. And then we could always supercharge it later.
Yeah.
If you live close enough to us, you can bring it back, and then we can add the supercharger when it's available. But Roush feels like the supercharger will be fine, but until they can't do the emissions passed and everything else, that'll probably take that long before they can have that all A-okay. They say it'll be the same part number and everything, so we should be able to have the same superchargers. But yeah, so anyway, yes, so yeah, just so you know, that's the same for every dealer. There's not any dealer that's getting any special treatment, that they're a Roush dealer or getting these superchargers earlier. No Roush dealer is going to get theirs until June or July, according to Roush. So all right. Anything else? What was that? Any chance the rear cup holders will be added to the marine grade vinyl for the model 24 model year that is currently available on the leather trim option? Like in the console? I don't see that happening. Probably not. But we haven't, like Ragnarcon said, we haven't seen the interior yet for 24. But I would assume they're going to be the same as 23. I don't know why, but it seems like when you add leather, you all of a sudden get power seats and you get cup holders.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Again, that's one of those things, just like with the adaptive cruise control. I don't understand why, having leather all of a sudden means that has availability for power seat and rear cup holders. Anyway. Yep. But you could do like me. I got cup holders for Christmas by IAG and add them in the floorboard. I'll get that installed.
Do you think politics might change the whole EV dynamic at the end of this year?
Guess it depends. Right? I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, a lot of like what I think the big push was because of that, getting grants and that kind of stuff made a lot of dealers, a lot of manufacturers push more to EV. As that gets relaxed or gets taken back or whatever, then that could make a difference. So RiderCon does say, well, order guide says this:
cup holders,
2-door 4, 4-door 2.
Yeah. So if you get a 2-door, you get 4.
So those are 50-50 split bench seat. Where are they putting those cup holders on the 2 doors? Because I know there's one in each door. Okay, so that's probably what they're considering. One in each door. That's 2 of them. And on the 4 door, that's where ours are. We have no others. On the 2 door,
I hated that.
I don't know.
I gotta say, that is one thing I did not like on our trip to Colorado was that I had nowhere to put my water.
I tell you what, the ones in the Bronco Off Rodeo, those the ones that I got, those fit pretty good in the doors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the cup holders too, but.
Well, I carry this around.
Yeah.
This doesn't trip
Our
well
little net
in a
thing
Bronco.
is stretched out pretty good. That is the one benefit of the net is that it stretches pretty far. Other than if you get the hard plastic ones, I don't know. Anyway, all right. What else we got? Social High says, "Wish I could show you my."
In the side trim pieces. Oh, okay. So in the 2 door, the side comes up, and so you have room to put cup holders right there,
Oh,
like in an expedition,
okay,
right?
okay. Oh, because there's because there's 2-seater instead of a 3.
Right.
We got a 2-door right here. I'm gonna take a look at that. I don't spend much time in the back seat of a 2-door. I'm telling you. In fact, I can barely get into the back of the 2-door.
Yep.
I had to do that for some photos recently. They're
I
not
have to get
fun.
in and out. It's not fun.
Anyway.
What about the FP 700 package for 24 F-150?
Yeah, I think that's available now. Oh, for 24. I know it's available for 23 because they showed that at Carlisle, and that's available to order. For 24, I'd assume so. Eventually, again, just like there's several at SEMA, those Ford Performance packages that are supposed to be available and at least more information on pricing and such in 24 model year or in 24 calendar year. So a lot of things coming. Ford Performance has got a lot of things and packages. So we'll just have to wait and see here.
Yep. Will the new F-150s get the next generation of Apple CarPlay where it takes over the digital gauge cluster?
The digital gauge cluster on the productivity screen? The new F-150 get the next generation Apple CarPlay? No, probably not. Then the digital gauge cluster, or are you talking about the center stack screen that happens now?
Yeah.
But the going into the digital gauge cluster, I don't see that happening.
So one of the other brands does it.
Go for them.
But that gauge cluster has to be completely digital for you to be able to take over.
And a lot of them, some of them are, or I don't think they're digital, but I don't know. I guess I don't have an Apple phone, so I don't care. Sorry, not being rude about it, but I'm just like, I don't get an Apple. So
they started with the Audi.
And I'm not going to get an Apple just because my car can play and put it on the screen either.
No. Apple just started with the Audi.
Oh. It is a luxury vehicle, though. So, I mean, only time will tell.
Never saw the cookies. That's because Ragnar Khan ate them all. Actually, he said they turned out more like crackers than cookies.
Oh, he got a vehicle from us, so he should have got cookies, I think is what he's saying.
Branson.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, anyway. Interesting.
Email me if you haven't seen cookies.
Yeah.
We'll take care of it.
Yes. Should have got cookies. Anyway. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, Ford did say that I guess there are some manufacturers that were not going to be doing Apple CarPlay. And I think that's where they're going with that is that the CEO said, we are on with Apple CarPlay. We'll continue to have Apple CarPlay. But I don't think that means it's going to go into the productivity screen. So the productivity screen is what you see through the steering wheel. That's the cluster.
Yeah.
Center stack is where the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is going to be. Yeah. So I don't know if they're continuing to have Apple CarPlay. I won't guarantee that it's going to go on over to the productivity screen. Anyway. All right. Anything else?
Nope. That was all.
All right. Had a fun after hours there. Should call that after questions, whatever. I actually thought
after hours.
I thought about naming it Ford. What were you thinking? But sometimes we might rant about other things other than Ford stuff. So we better not name it that. No.
It's true though.
Anyway, so I thought about it. I
Yeah.
really did. I thought, oh, we'll just name it Ford. What were you
I
thinking?
like after
I'm like-
hours because
I'm
it's
like,
after the normal hours usually.
yeah. So, all right. I think that's all we got. So, episode number 1 for 2023.
Yeah.
It's in the books. So, all right. Well, thank you guys very much for
Wait, did you say 2023?
24, right? Didn't I?
We'll have to go back and listen to it. But anyways,
Yeah, cut that part out. Well, yeah. So thanks everybody for joining us, and yeah, sharing this out. Again, I kind of want to. I really think we have a really lot of fun here on the live streams. I think it's very good content that I think a lot of people can benefit from. So hopefully more people realize this is a great asset, and hopefully we'll start joining us here. I want to make this live stream bigger and bigger this next year for 2024, and I can only do that with your guys' help. So if you think this is good information, share it on your socials, share it on the different forums and such, that hey, they might check this out, especially if they're having information about their Ford vehicle. And it doesn't have to be about production. We've talked a lot about earlier about build and price and how these are vehicles. And I feel like something that we've done since 2015 is those complete guide videos where we go over the standard and optional equipment and look at the order guide. I can pull up the order guide. I know where a lot of these things are in the order guide really fast and find it, so we can go over that stuff. So I want to have more conversations like that about, hey, I'm looking to get one. Here are some of these things. And so letting people know that, hey, I'm thinking about getting an Explorer. You got to check out Tim's live stream. You can ask him questions. And what's great about it is I think we're the only dealership doing any kind of live Q&A like this on a dealer level where you can ask us just like you would ask a salesperson. And I think that I've been here doing this for about 20, what are we going on? Over 22 years now, going on 23 this year. And I've always been really good about learning all the product and how everything works. And I've always been a new car guy. And so I really like to help educate people to get the vehicle that they really want, and not for them to get a vehicle and go, oh, I thought it was going to have this or that. So feel free to pick our brains on that. And that's what this live stream is for. Ask your questions, whether it has to do with recalls, production, scheduling, or if you just want to know how I should order my vehicle and that kind of thing. And that's what we want this live stream to be about. So we're here to kind of help everybody else figure that out. And you don't have to order with us. It doesn't really matter. We just like helping people out. So
yeah.
That's what the dealership's about. That's what we're about. And so hope you guys will let other people know about that. So yeah, so the live guides.
Yes.
So there you go. It's your live order guide. Anyway, so yes, so ask us that, because like the building price, I don't know if that's right. I'll find out. Bring it back to you next week. But anyway, thank you guys very much for that. And anything else?
No.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. As we say, always stay positive, be kind to one another,
and be kind to yourself.
We'll see you guys on the next video.